Hey, what's up everybody? Clayton Henslow here at the North American Christian Convention 2017. The theme this year is "This is for everyone." And we fully believe that. I'm here at the Christian Standard booth right after they just released their brand new magazine that's been updated, and it's got a whole new squad working on it. I have to my left Mr. Bryan Champ. Interestingly enough, we got to spend some time together in high school. Haven't really seen each other since, other than the time I called him and tried to hire him. But God's got a great thing going on in his world, at his church right now. And so what I want to do is I'm going to ask him three questions that I think will benefit you as you try to live out the gospel in your location. So the first question I'm going to ask you, you're a father, you've got kids. How do you balance, what's one thing you do to balance kids and also balance the ministry?
Well, for me, it's a lot of bringing my kids along. I don't ever want it to be, hey, Dad's going to work and you guys are something separate. We want to do this together as a family. And so there are times, obviously, in which I have to leave and I have to go and do stuff. And usually in that time, I'm explaining, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. But also on top of that, I think it's important for us, when my wife and I talk about this, is if I am ever taken away from family time, we make that up. We say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not here for bedtime tonight. We're gonna do something special just so that you know that you're important. And so that's kind of the way we've balanced that. We want them to be a part of the ministry, be part of what we're doing, but also the times in which they can't be. We're gonna make sure they understand that the family is important and our time is important together.
That's a great insight. So basically what he's saying is have a deposit withdrawal. From time to time when you're making a withdrawal from the bank account with your kid, make a larger deposit later on. You want to see that bank account always going up, never stopping or plateauing or going in a spiral. 100%. So when you have to make those withdrawals, get ready to make a deposit on the back end. Second question, you've been in ministry a while. What is a great innovative idea that you've seen or that you've been a part of that you're going, I want you guys to take watch, see what's out there?
Yeah, one of probably the biggest thing we've done recently is we begin to train our people that, kind of like we're talking about this whole idea here at the North American, this is for everybody. That it's not just the pastor's job or the staff's job, is that we as followers of Jesus, we're all part of this. And so we've started training our people in simple ways to share the gospel, giving them tools so that they can go and they can sit down with a neighbor or they can sit down with a coworker, and they when that time is right, hey, let me share you. Let me give the story of the gospel in 60 seconds. And we have this tool. It's called the 3 Circles. It was developed, I think, at some church in Florida, and they've developed that, or gave it to us. My 8-year-old can do it. He can recite. He can walk someone and do a gospel presentation. Our church in the last year, probably in 6 months this year, has had over 600 gospel shares.
Wow.
So they've went and they've talked with people. And that's just the ones we know about. And so we've trained our people, and not only that, but training our people that you can also walk discipleship with somebody. It's not you don't have to bring them to church and then they get the discipleship from a pastor or from a staff member. Is you can sit down and you can really almost do church like the way church was done in the beginning.
So what are the 3 circles?
3 circles are the first circle is God's perfect design. That God created an earth or world that was perfect. And then we draw that circle, and then we draw a line out of that, and we say, but we're told in the Bible that there's sin.
Yeah.
And so that takes us into a world that's broken. And so we draw that circle, and we draw like a squiggly line through it. That's a broken world. And we talk about how people try to get out of brokenness in a lot of different ways, and we see it all over. Maybe it's addictions, maybe it's being having enough money. If I get enough money, I'll get out of brokenness. Stuff like that. And we draw these squiggly lines, and we say it's kind of like bungee cords. We get away, but they snap us right back into brokenness every time. And the 3rd circle we draw at the bottom, we talk about Jesus, that Jesus came from God, sent from heaven to earth. We draw a circle down, we draw a cross. He lived a perfect life, died on a cross, and then 3 days later he rose again. And then we go from the brokenness to the Jesus, and we say when you repent and believe and make Jesus the king of your life,
wow,
he can then restore you back into God's design. But it doesn't stay there, and we know that. It doesn't stay in, God didn't want us to be back in his design and to stay there. He wants us to go back in and bring people out of brokenness.
Yeah.
And so we're teaching that. We've got these tools, we've got little stickers we're giving people, and I've got one on my phone, on the back of my phone. It just has that, and I can walk through somebody, and we're actually going out. We're knocking on doors, like old school calling, and just saying, hey, we want to pray for you. And we're not inviting them to our church. I mean, if they ask, we're from Oklahoma, so people know church, right?
Right.
But we're not there talking about our church. But they ask, we tell them. But we're saying, hey, we just want to pray for you, and we want to share the Bible in 60 seconds or less.
That is really cool. Having a real clear tool for people to use to be able to articulate their faith, articulate not just what God did in their life, what Jesus did for them, but also articulating the desire that I don't just receive a relationship with Jesus Christ, I receive a relationship and I receive a calling to go back into the brokenness and bring people in.
Yeah.
We're going to put some links in the description below where you can get in contact with my man here, Bryan, because I want you, if you need to get in touch with him to be able to figure out how to grab a hold of some of this so that maybe it could be a benefit to your church. Hey, we love you all. We're signing out. Peace out.